Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to tonight's second front load and another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC, but before we do, the usual disclaimers. If you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shot campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please take in particular notice of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so-called behavior modification program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read that so much. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic refused. You know the drill. Please read the article. Share it on all your social media. Also included is NeuroClastic's public statement in regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the JRC ever does see through with their threat. Trigger warning 1. This channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and we speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously parental supervision is advised. Trigger warning 2. This channel is not marked not for children for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously parental supervision is advised. And I know I am aware that I just repeated myself, but I am like obnoxiously tired. So let's just go ahead and get through this video, right? Okay, where we left off. Although FDA did not conduct interviews with individuals currently at JRC or their parents, they had the opportunity to submit comments in context of the panel meeting and the proposed rule. Not only that, but All Prosperity has access to all the insane propaganda videos that JRC has the parents and the poor students participate in. Okay? We already know what their opinion is. All right. There's no need for the FDA to go out and speak to these folks individually when they've already regurgitated their insane crap for the world to see. Just saying. 2 associations of family members of the individuals at JRC submitted comments to the panel meeting docket opposing the ban. One of the comments included 32 letters from family members. Don't remind me that the whole world hate us. I know. We got the memo. At the panel meeting, one parent and 3 individuals at JRC spoke in opposition of the ban. In the docket for the proposed rule, we received a brief from JRC's counsel, letters through counsel from parents of individuals at JRC, as well as other individual comments opposing the ban, primarily from those associated with JRC. Interesting, isn't it? Everyone speaking up for you has drank your Kool-Aid and you line their wallets. Funny how that works, isn't it? Additionally, a comment alluded to an editorial in a national newspaper and included copies of emails apparently meant to convey that the individuals formerly at JRC are grateful for their time at JRC. I love the subtle shade here. Alluded. But let me repeat something that all of us who followed the JD versus AH case knows by heart at this point in time. For the love of God, national newspapers, particularly the rags, folks, for the love of God, that's not evidence. The majority of news these days are people throwing around their unwanted opinions and shoving it down our throats, all right? It's not evidence. It's propaganda. All right? included copies of emails meant to convey that the individuals formerly at JRC are grateful for their time at JRC. Again, with that being unverifiable, I find it rather dubious that it actually happened at all, and if it did, it was under immense duress. The fact that you're trying to say that these emails are supposed to be evidence in favor of the ban, I don't know what that would even be like. Maybe Jack the Ripper selling razor blades? I don't know. But for the love of God, what does that have to do with the price of eggs? We've already seen their horrific, cringeworthy, hate-filled so-called testimonials in regards to the JRC. Okay? It's absolutely insane that these parents are sitting there trying to tell us, but, this is what it says in the media. This does not help your case any. Have you seen the state of mainstream media these days? It's a it's a freaking clown train. All right? Clown train. That's probably a horrible insult, but I am really exhausted in my own defense. So essentially, what it is saying here is that these kids writing these so called letters in favor of the JRC cannot actually be verified. Okay? That's number one. Number two, you have already lost your argument. If you are immediately throwing in some propaganda piece you paid for in one of the rags we all see in the grocery stores, all right? So that kind of closes us out, folks. What we are learning from here in this particular paragraph is that, in fact, they did have access to the testimonials of those who supposedly support the JRC. They took the comments that were given during the 2014 through 2016 hearings. But here's the thing, just like in the JD and AH case, in regards to this particular case in part, you know what I'm saying here, right? Trying to pass off a rag as evidence, particularly as a means of fighting one hell of a lawsuit. I can't get past the other either idiocy or hubris that these folks manage to constantly throw out. All right? For the last goddamn time, social media is not evidence. Accusations or rumors that are repeated by the media is not immediately the truth. Okay? Real evidence that would have been given weight would be hard data. I don't mean the ones where sheets are cooked by Dr. Matthew Israel and his cronies. I am talking about what would be taken as consideration as separate research institute that actually specializes in this stuff right here. All right? That's always going to be given more weight than some rag. And we're going to close on that. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few that we do get do tend to get removed from time to time. So, folks, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit the comments. I appreciate your time tonight. As always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow, folks. Bye bye.